Good day. Ira Epstein of Linn & Associates with your SPDR ETF wrap-up for this Wednesday, the 23rd of December, 2020, about 6:20 p.m. Central Time. Let me start off by wishing all of you a Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching me. You have a great one with your family, friends, wherever you're going to be. Pay attention to the social distancing as much as you can. There will not be tomorrow my end of the day wrap-ups, so don't look for them. Tomorrow the markets are only open several hours. Most markets will be through trading by noon Central Time, and some in the futures layer out differently. Even Sunday night they'll start in different ways, but Monday everything's back to normal, so just be aware of that. So what we're fighting right now and the market's dealing with is a bunch of things. Number one, what's going on with the COVID relief bill? A deal that everybody thought was going to happen, and remember, we have tied the budget to that bill, is suddenly in question. It has not been said that the president won't sign it. He has not threatened to veto it. He wants to get more money for individuals and families to qualify to get that money. Is that terrible? No. Is it a sound way for him to leave office? Well, people will remember it. The press is carrying it. The president is blocking it. He's blocking nothing. Keep that in the back of your mind. Nothing. He has not said he's going to veto or not sign the bill. He's asked that they give more money to it. Keep that. Press runs with things. It's just not true. It is not pro-Trump or not pro-Trump. This is what the man said in that video. So let's deal with that. Now, it'll go to the Democrats. They'll try to bring it to the House floor because this is a political hotball. If the Democrats bring it to the floor and the Republicans don't pass it, we have that Georgia runoff happening. They're taking your money they didn't want to give you. Or the president lets the COVID relief bill go, even ends up signing it, but he tried to get you more. Is that such a bad thing? I'll let you decide that, but it's pretty obvious to me what is going on. As for the defense bill, no, the president vetoed that one. It's pretty evident that Congress has the votes to override it, so we'll see if they do that, and away it goes. But again, for his next run in 4 years, he's laying a foundation, and that's what we have to understand. Do you trade a lot at this time of the year? Most traders don't. So you're going to get markets that move with different movements. They're going to go away. You had your last economic data until next week. Tomorrow there'll be no economic data that I'm aware in U.S. data coming out. When we look at the biotech move, it's still very much alive here. You still have the pattern of higher lows, higher highs. The trend is up. The bias is up since you're over the 18-day average of closes. The resistance point is the upper Bollinger Band, and momentum is still locked in and very bullish. I haven't seen this backing off at all so far. You'd have to lose that embedded reading to tell me that it's not going to stay there, and that would happen by the red line closing under 80 tomorrow. And if the market rallies from here, like it did up there, I'd expect the challenge of the upper Bollinger Band. In the semiconductor, the battleground has been a move back to the 18-day average where it's hanging around. The market in the process of this is suddenly taking the black lines, which are called Bollinger Bands. It's an algorithm designed to keep the market trading within it 95% of the time and narrowing them in very much. That is a sign the volatility is coming out of the market, and from there you start whipping around. If the market breaks, I look for strong support against it. If it rallies, resistance against there. This is typical, to me, end of the year trade. You're also already getting yourself into, when you reopen in the morning, you probably have a reading under 30, probably going to be oversold. In the industrial sector, this is that pipe again, just like I showed you that's forming. This is formed, present tense. You can see what the market does. You start whipping around in that. Momentum's flat, you go back and forth, you're hoping to get, if you're bearish, the breakout, it doesn't come, you go back to the 18-day average, typical of what happens in a pipe. You've been in a downtrend in the energy sector. Now, you wouldn't believe it from looking at this, and you look at what the futures are doing, because they've been staying very strong. The futures market is saying, okay, the COVID is out there, we're going to get more shots to people, and things are going to get back to normal, be it June, whatever it's going to happen. I can't argue that. I'm mad at the government, and government could be your state government, could be federal. Why? I understand there's some 4 million doses of the vaccine that haven't been used yet. Why aren't we open 24 hours a day in America giving people these shots? You don't have to do it in an 8-hour period. Put on shifts. You think people won't run? You're assigned a certain time. You're in your car, wherever you're going to go and get it. You can get this done quicker. I don't get that. It's a pandemic, folks. This isn't like you're going for your flu shot. Lower highs, lower lows, look for resistance there. You're already oversold. I mentioned on my updates to other people, that my subscribers, you don't have to hang in for the last penny on this. In the NASDAQ, we have a pattern of higher lows, higher highs. I'm nervous tonight. See how that number's now under 80? That's the first time it's done that. You've been hanging above it. Now, you don't want to get what I call stochastic itis, which means every tick you're looking at. But it is a sign when that's happening, this market is weakening. It's that time of the year. I know you want to catch the last penny because it's going to keep going up. Just telling you, be careful here. That market's losing its momentum right now. When we come to the emerging markets, you're going from your upper Bollinger Band to your lower. Are you grasping when I say that you got a pipe forming? And how it just moves back and forth, and why people go to see their psychiatrists in this kind of market. I laugh about it because I was one of them, I'm sure. And my psychiatrists were other traders. I remember when I was getting on in the futures business, and I've been around this a long time, and it was years, okay? And then recently, I was a guy running in the old CME building, the old one, and I'd go to different offices and I'd be talking to all the great traders. Believe me, the guys that you read, those wizards, I know these guys, a lot of them. And I'd say, what's going on at the chart? We'd all be looking at each other, what's going on? You know, today, I don't run to anybody, they run to me. It's different. And I look at the markets, and when I see these patterns, it's fairly simple. Why be involved? This isn't where the money's made. The money was made. This is where the market is now a crowded trade, and the market's waiting for its next event. I do think it'll resolve to the upside, but there's time. In the gold market, gold has got diversions everywhere. You've got an uptrend. You hit the Bollinger Band. What do you hear me say when you hit it the first time? I think the pros come out of the market. You'd been in an uptrend. You got overbought. You hit it, and you've fallen away. Totally to be expected. Support's lower at 173. Let's call it the 40 area. Resistance pretty loaded here at 178.30 to 178.77, the 100-day average in the upper Bollinger Band. In the gold miners, the market has changed tonight. With this action, you've got higher lows, higher highs. What is the number the market cannot afford to hit if it's going to try to keep an uptrend? 3503. That would give you, with this pattern, lower highs, a lower low, put into play 3430. Where's the next resistance? Do you see this gray line? The market is now fighting a battle between the 200-day average and the 18. TLT, downtrend. Lower highs, lower lows, momentum flat, could be getting ready to turn down here. Why a downtrend? Because the market's looking at the coming of the Biden administration, and it's starting to build in spend, spend, spend. You don't have to believe me on that, but as soon as President Trump said $2,000, Nancy Pelosi, I'm for that, let's go. We'll get a House vote tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, Thursday, that's when she has said it. I don't know if the vote will be called or not because politics change, but that's what the agenda is right now. Could it be stopped by Kevin McCarthy? Yeah, because he's the ranking Republican. He can say, no, we don't want to do it, but she could then call a member-by-member vote to get everybody on the record as to which way they're going. Political contest, the president opened this can of worms up, it's going to get wild. FXE, you've got a market that has got a Trend down, bias up since you're over the 18-day average, correcting an overbought condition. And once you lost that embedded reading, the game changed. Watch this. Game changed. That's simple. Now you want to just, at year end, the smart money's probably moving to the sideline. So, how do you work with all this? Well, one of the ways you work with it is with our Guide to Technical Indicators. There's 2 volumes put together. My good friends at Futures Magazine, Modern Trader is part of that, and I worked with them in putting this together. And these guides are PDFs now. And on those PDFs, what actually takes place is each one's about 20 pages long, and they explain so much. It's everything from money management, options primers, chart patterns, explaining all the indicators you see me having here, and many, many more. It is a great, great primer. How do you get it? Simply go to our website under free offers. It's there, and take advantage of any of the other offers, including free access to my research if you haven't tried it. And you can call my staff and they'll work with you and get you set up if you had to. If you'd want to, just go on the website, sign up, we'll get it to you right away. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a great Christmas dinner and everything. I will try to put out updates for you like this over the weekend on the weekly charts. Look for those. I'll see you on Monday.